Leave you laid out on the floor, try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.
Yo, shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. A side official. No negotiations needed, period. You already know WCS the first in the building. It's fight week, y'all. We back at it. And no, I wasn't speaking with it on mute. Please, somebody, hey, Blue Hustle. I just sent over a 6-pack for you, bro. Straight off the ice. You know what I'm saying? It's Thursday, man. It's fight week. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow, fight night. We got a Friday fight night and a Saturday fight night. Come on, man. We're about to get into it. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. Big Blunts and Boxing on deck. Arnold Brown on deck. Haynes Legacy on deck. Mike on deck. Bud Gonna Stop Canelo on deck. What's good? Blue Hustle on deck. What it do, man? Mr. International Toby Bartlett on deck. What it do, Toby? Let's get down to the first part that I want to talk about when it deals with this reaction to Keyshawn versus Lemos. As you already seen, of course, y'all stay close to the sport. I wanna start off with Abdullah Mason. All right, Abdullah Mason, 20 years young in the game. His opponent, Johan Vasquez, is 30 years of age. You're talking about undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Abdullah Mason, 15-0, 13 knockouts. Going in there with a more experienced Johan Vasquez is 26-5, 21 knockouts, right? What I wanted to talk about, what I witnessed, is that it seemed like Abdullah might have been on the edge, when it comes to the weight. It seems like he had to have a towel, he had to strip down, so to speak. And I'm saying to myself, not anything bad, but I'm saying, damn, it'll be a shame if Abdullah Mason is growing, because he's only 20 now. People get it twisted. Like, these are young men growing up, and you never know when you're going to have that growth spurt, right? What if Abdullah Mason is outgrowing 135 as we know it without him actually being involved in any spectacular matchups? That would suck. Seriously, that would absolutely suck if we cannot see Abdullah Mason contend against another up and coming big name at 135 pounds before he moved up to 140. And that's why I put the 140 bound question mark, because is he having problems with making weight? You know what I'm saying? Very special fighter. I hope he's not having problems making weight. You know what I'm saying? Because I would definitely like to see him fight somebody that's an up and comer down there too. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight a Frank Martin if he's still gonna be at 135. It's a lot of names that's there, but I was saying, oh no, man, this dude. I hope he ain't having a growth spurt. You know what I'm saying? I know Jihad Tucker had a growth spurt. He was at 47, then went to 54 and 60. He's a youngin' in the game, a young rising star in the game. So he had to skip divisions. Xander Zayas had to skip divisions. He was at 47. You know what I'm saying? Went to 54. Didn't wait around. Didn't wait around at all. Up out there, gone. So right now, when it comes to Abdullah Mason in the rankings, yeah, he's undefeated, 15-0. But then you look at the rankings on 135 pounds. We have Shakur Stevenson, WBC, Gervonta Davis, WBA, Vasily Lomachenko, IBF, and Denise Baranchek at WBO. So, man, they have some nice names out here, like Frank Martin. What about Floyd Schofield? Floyd Schofield is in the rankings. You know what I'm saying? You have Joe Cordina, Kevin Farmer, even Artem. Andy Cruz is there building up his resume. I mean, any one of these names to place Abdullah Mason in the rankings. You know what I'm saying? Rankings is in some way, shape, or form about money. Edwin De Los Santos. Is he going to be ready for some of these names? Katsuya Yasuda. Zaul Abdulayev, opponent of Devin Haney back in the day. Um, of course, we got Raymond Morataya. That's at the top, but you got Nicholas Waters in the rankings. Gabriel Flores Jr. I wonder is he going to be able to fight? Join the back half of the top 15 before he moves up to 140. And now it may have been just a bad weight cut. We don't know if he was sick or had an injury or whatever, but I would hate to see him just transition over to 140, up to 140, without even having some big names, from this division, because, he has been mentioned. He is being mentioned. So, he's building up his resume, no doubt about it. But they still got Isaac Cruz Jr. at 135 when he was a champion up at 140. So they have him at 140 and they have him at 135. That'll be a good fight too. You know what I'm saying? Not an easy fight. That'll be a good fight. Isaac Cruz, of course, that's way down the line. But anyway, I just wanted to put that out there about Abdullah Mason. He made weight today, but he did have to strip down, I believe. And I'm just curious to know if he's having tough weight cuts right now. All right. Let's move on to Troy Isley, the Transformer. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Ever since he been training out there at B&B, Troy Isley has turned the corner, so to speak, when it comes to his patience and him being able to see the fight come to him. Like he always been a very conditioned, muscular type fighter who wasn't afraid to get in there and trade. But it's a difference when you see Troy Isley exchange now. His punch combinations aren't as wild and erratic the way they used to be. It's much more as him being a composer. He sees, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't let the momentum dictate his response. He pretty much dictates the momentum based off the activity. You know what I'm saying? Based off his aggressiveness. It's just not all out in response to somebody else, trying to go in there and knock him out. He's really breaking his opponents down right now. He's looking very, very sharp. But one thing I did see from them cats out there at B&B, and I haven't even got to Keyshawn yet, but they in great shape. These guys are conditioned. Whoever's the strength and conditioning coach out there, doing a damn good job. These guys are freaking conditioned beyond all get out, bro. Crazy. But Troy going in there, it's been heated this week against Tyler Howard. 20 victories in, 1 defeat. And Troy just pretty much told him, hey, you already have a loss on your record. And they was going back and forth at the press conference and everything. And I like that. I've been liking the trash talk and the build up for this press conference. Not just with Keyshawn Davis, but Troy Isley. He brought that energy to the presser. And back in November 2021, Howard lost to Ian Green in an 8-rounder. Okay. He's going in there, Howard, to face a fighter in Troy Isley, who they have somewhat similarities when it comes to the distance. I mean, not the distance, the rounds. Troy Isley has been the distance once in a 10-round fight against Javier Martinez. This would be Tyler Howard's first 10-round fight off of 8. You know what I'm saying? So Troy doesn't have an extensive amount of experience with 10-rounders, but he's in there for his second 10-rounder. As of Tyler Howard, if it makes any sense, he's going in there for his first 10-round fight. You know what I'm saying? In Norfolk, Virginia. So this is going to be a good fight. Hey, Howard, on paper, he has more professional experience than Troy Isley. But we all know Troy can go in there and transform. And since he's been out of B&B, he has made the transformation. Seriously. Confidence. Trash talking. As you saw at the the weigh-in. Oh boy, put his arms out there like he was, Jesus or something. And Troy just smacked his freaking arm down, like, don't put that shit in my face. And he dropped the N bomb on live air. Hey, it happens sometime, but the brothers have to work on. They just have to work on the delivery. Yeah, they might hear me say anything, but I mean, say something, feel some type of way. But yeah, you definitely have to work on that. I know when you feel a certain way, you drop us as brothers. Yeah, we drop the N bomb. You know what I'm saying? We say nigga, quick. But he just has to work in there in the future, work on that, because it's not professional. You know what I'm saying? And really, at the end of the day, it's not as a shocker that it was years ago, when it was still a huge blimp of censorship that was floating around out here on these broadcast networks. But today, people be dropping the N bomb and like it's nothing, and people don't even blink. You know what I'm saying? They don't even bat an eye to it. But shout out to Troy, man. Shout out to Troy for keeping that energy up against Howard. Pretty much telling him, hey, I'm gonna fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see tomorrow night. I got something special for you. Just show up. So, stay tuned for that. That is the co-main event, y'all. The co-main event, Troy Isley is in there with Tyler Howard. Tyler Howard, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So keep your eyes peeled for that. Now, let's get to this guy. You know what I'm saying? Somehow, some way, this guy knew he had a freaking fight, right? And I don't know what happened. It's always something. He had to have a translator or whatever the case may be. But he came in 6 pounds overweight, y'all. That's just Gustavo. Come on now. Gustavo coming this fight, 29 victories, 1 defeat, 19 knockouts. He's coming off a defeat of Richardson Hitchison. But one thing I can say about Gustavo, he's a pretty tough fighter, though. You know what I'm saying? He's a pretty tough fighter. I'm not going to lie to you. Argentinian. Y'all remember the other Argentinian OG, right? Marcos Maidana. I mean, you have some tough Argentinian fighters that's in the sport. But this man came in 6 pounds overweight. Now, there's many ways we can look at this. Was it purposely done? Or was there other health issues going on? As fight fans, onlookers, observers, we can't sit up here and assume that he just said, fuck it. I'm going to try to come in there with the weight advantage like Ryan Garcia, just so I won't have to weight drain myself, even though I'm having a hard weight cut. I'm just going to take the penalty and come in there and try to get the victory. Look, because the mindset of some of these fighters is what? They want the result. They want to go in there with every advantage possible. And sometimes it's off the coming path. You would say it's okay to do everything right. Go in there, make weight, be able to earn your entire purse. With that, fight your heart out, and hopefully you get the victory. Sometimes fighters come in there, they show up, and they may have, like he's coming off a loss to Richardson Hitchens, right? But on the other hand, we've seen Ryan Garcia say, forget dropping the last 3.2 pounds. I'm just going to come in overweight so I can feel good. I won't have to weight drain myself. And then, go through the anxiety period of rehydrating, and hopefully my body responds properly, right? To when I go in there and contend the evening, the next day. Was this why he came in 6 pounds over? That's just a bit much. That's unprofessional. For real, that's unprofessional. But shout out to Keyshawn, right? Shout out to Keyshawn Davis, because he still maintained his professionalism, didn't lose his mind. He has, look, I gotta shout the brother. I gotta shout the brother out. I don't know how many family members Keyshawn has participating and with this card in some way, shape, or form. But my people, don't you dare complain because we always talk about, oh, you need to bring your people, you need to bring this person, and why don't you have that? He have two of his brothers on the card. This is not the first time he had family on the card, okay? But he has both his brothers now on the card. The amateur just turned professional, so he's going to be making his professional debut. And also his sisters are performing the national anthem. I mean, isn't this what we look for? This dude is really business, man. He's really business. I ain't gonna lie. I heard some other people up there complaining about what he said to another fighter. Listen, I'm not getting into all that. Well, I'll take that back. I'm not getting in there on this live because people was more so talking about what he said in response to Tank. Bro, I'm just looking at it like, isn't that what y'all demand? A fighter to basically level change and show a different speed in this game to try to get the consumers to come and see them fight. I mean, when you say Keyshawn Davis did an outstanding job for this fight in Norfolk, Virginia, I mean, he gave the energy at the presser, what I'm saying, did what he had to do. He visit the youngins at his alma mater, right? He's been speaking on it. He's been on some, podcasts here and there. He's been keeping his name relevant in the spotlight, but yet he didn't resort to doing something like Ryan Garcia, just jumping out of character, running around the streets of Virginia like somebody gave him a bad perk. He up here looking like Kodak goddamn Davis and shit, talking to himself on the side of the road, and people like, is Keyshawn gonna make it to the fight? Is he gonna make the fight? We seen him on the side of the road talking to himself. Is he okay? Is he ducking? Is he scared? You know what I'm saying? None of that shit, bro. And then even the face off, he put his fist up to Lemos, and just not too much over the top, didn't push him, none of that shit, but did enough to get people like myself to tune in and say, oh man, this is gonna be a great fight. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a great fight. And he wasn't up there pouting and feeling no type of way when they asked him about Lemos coming in 6 pounds over. He said, hey, I get a little bit more than my check. You know what I'm saying? He getting paid a little bit more, dog. Is this what it takes to see somebody like understanding what they need to do to prepare themselves for that pay-per-view status? Does Keyshawn have that factor in him? Does he have the it factor for the fight fans? You know what I'm saying? We don't know. The jury is still in deliberation. We don't know yet. We know he has a personality. I've been on record as saying that he has a personality to get people to lock in. He does. He can trash talk. He knows how to talk to the cameras. That's a plus. And I've mentioned already how there's obviously a changing of the guard that's actively taking place, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. But it's going to be a transition or a turnover in the next year, in the next several months upcoming. It's going to be people up here talking about, Terrence Crawford going to retire if he don't get Canelo. I've spoken on the old guard reaching that point of departure. Time to knot up the gloves. Now we should be focused on, or the boxers should be focused on, who's going to be next. Who's going to be next when it comes to not the cash cow, but, the notable names, because the cash cows are over. That's done. Boxing was able to get away with that for quite some time, But the cash cow deal, looking at a Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez, that's over. You're never gonna have no one fighter going up here just getting crazy money like that. It's stupid to begin with, but to each his own. Like I said, I really don't verbally dip in fighters' pockets, criticizing them while I'm trying to say, oh, let me reach in here and grab this because you shouldn't have made this for this reason. Let me go over here and do this. I mean, if they're able to do it, but me myself, I believe Canelo, once he leaves the sport, that's gonna be it with these fighters getting all this huge amount of money because of the way the economy is changing. The price tag on promotions able to put on fights. People looking at what Turkey Al-Sheikh is doing, but Turkey Al-Sheikh is he's still in the building stages on how he's gonna make his presence felt over here in boxing. I told people all the time, boxing is a part of a system. And how true that is, because you have Turkey Al-Sheikh coming over here doing what he's doing now. But back on topic, Keyshawn is one of those guys that can potentially, talk himself, if he continues to perform the way he's doing, talk himself and be that pay-per-view guy. Because he can talk trash with the best of them. He the one checked Tiafimo on camera. Tomorrow, how he felt disrespected. You know what I'm saying? He has that type of personality where he can get serious or he can be goofy, but his goofy isn't over the top where you look at it as him being a clown about it, like he's trying to be the next member on Sesame Street 2025. No, he's able to be a little bit goofy in a way that you still take him serious. So I think with that, he has a very bright path ahead of him when it comes to selling the fight, being on pay-per-view, potentially. And a lot of these fighters need to find a way to the top on how they're going to be one of the cash members, one of the fighters who's making those checks. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, they're gonna have to find a way. And seeing Keyshawn, how he handled the presser leading up to main eventing in his hometown is big. You know what I'm saying? That's a big deal. You would think, somebody like that, the stress level would be damn near up to the highest point. But he didn't show me any signs that he was stressing the fuck out. I mean, he got his sisters singing the national anthem. He got his brothers on the undercard. Bro, come on, man. Come on, bro. Like, in my opinion, he is doing business. He's putting his family on so they get paid and providing them with exposure. How else do you want a black man to do it? How? I don't know what to tell you. What more do you want a black man how to do it? He did a superb job. I know I wasn't doing that shit that Keyshawn's doing at my age. At his age, rather. When I was his age, I wasn't doing what he was doing. That's some commendable shit that he's doing, putting on his family, allowing them to eat, keeping it in that bubble, that family bubble, for the right reasons, not for restrictions, for expansion. If you blow a bubble, that shit float, a good little distance. People always get mesmerized by bubbles, if you know what I mean. Let me get back to the chat right quick. Let me take that down. Let me get to the comments. Shout out to Sir Senior in the building. What's good? The weigh-in was lit for DB3. Yeah, the weigh-in was definitely lit, man. He has two of his brothers. How good is that, man? The father must be extremely proud. I myself, I had nothing but boys. I just find them to be low maintenance. You know what I'm saying? I just prayed to God for one boy, and he gave me three. I'm appreciative. 6 pounds overweight. That's Turan. That's Turan Garcia's. Yeah, that's double trouble. Real talk. That's double trouble right there. I'm professional. Shout out to the News by Shaw News Sauce Experience. What's good? Salute Team Tucker official on deck. Keyshawn Davis official standing on business. Salute Soldier. Yeah, he's doing his thing, man. He's doing his thing, and that's a heavy load to be over there in Norfolk, Virginia. To the legend, Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker, and to have them donate Sweet Pea's memorabilia signed. They gave them a shadow, a Sweet Pea, a Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker shadow box with his trunks, gloves. I mean, that's huge, man. Like, he's putting on for his city, and already, without achieving any type of, what I'm saying, history, so to speak. He's not equated to accolades of Sweet Pea. They donated some memorabilia of Sweet Pea, which was just wow. Salute to them. That's wild, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's big stuff, man. That's wild. He holding his whole family down. YTC can't understand that energy. If they don't understand it, they need to respect it because it's going down. You know what I'm saying? Black fighters in general, they definitely need to understand how that works. I'm not saying they the only, black team over here that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? But just look at the fight card. Norfolk, Virginia. You have the Davis brothers on there. You have Abdullah Mason. You have Troy Isley. Come on, bro. That's serious. Hold on for a second. So you have Reese Aleem on there too. You know what I'm saying? Austin Deanda. DeAndre Pettis versus DeAndre Pettis. Kelvin Davis. So you have Keon Davis who's making his debut. And then you have Kelvin Davis who's sitting at 13-0. He's been on previous cards with his brother Keyshawn. And then you have Robert Merriweather, the third, 7-0. This is a black fighter too. That's 19 years of age. Who's coming up through the ranks. Also, in Austin's case, I want to tell everybody you get an opportunity to check out his freaking BoxRec pick. Before I forget. I mean, if you want to talk about BoxRec picks, it's hilarious. But shout out to Austin, though. You know what I'm saying? He's undefeated. So the earrings, hey, everybody go through their period, man. But majority of these fighters is on the card with Keyshawn the Black. You know what I'm saying? He's putting on a Norfolk homecoming, bro. Real talk. He's putting on a Norfolk homecoming, and he has a full card. I think the only one that's not a black fighter is Austin. The other 7 are black. Kelvin Davis, Robert Merriweather, the third, Keon Davis, Abdullah Mason, Troy Isley, Reese, and Keyshawn Davis. Heck of a card, bro. You know what I'm saying? So they have a total of 8 fights. And it's going down tomorrow via the flagship of boxing promotions Top Rank, ESPN Plus, at the Scope Arena, Norfolk, Virginia. Be sure to tune in and support. Real talk. Be sure to tune in and support, man. It's gonna be one of those evenings. And not only that, we have a Friday night card, that I just mentioned. Then after that, we have the fight card that's going down in Philly. Now, the fight card in Philly has a heavy main and co-main, but the undercard is not as heavy as this Norfolk card, in my opinion. That's all. No knock on that, but just in my opinion. Let's see. The new generation wave is coming in here. Mr. Slide and Provide, Jahad Tucker. Yeah, man, you have a lot of young fighters that's going to be around for the next 10 years, 10 years plus. So they're deep in their 20s, young, and they're going to be around solid for the next 10 years. So we're going to have an opportunity to see these fighters, like Jahad Tucker, Dula Mason, Keyshawn, Schofield, Kelvin, Keon, freaking Frank Martin's a little bit older though. Can't put him in there. Shakur Stevens is getting up there too in the late 20s. Javante Davis, he's going to be 30 soon if he's not 30 already. Ryan Garcia. I believe Gary Antoine Russell is pretty young in the game. Teofimo Lopez. Jerron Ennis is pretty young in the game. Brian Norman Jr. is young in the game. So we have some talent that's here on deck that we're going to be able to see blossom over the next 10 years because of their age and where they're positioned in the sport of boxing. And, you're talking about a lot of solid talent right there. Unfortunately, there's weight classes and some of these fighters, we don't know if they're going to ever match up or fight one another. You know what I'm saying? In these weight classes, some of these guys can only go so high. So you might have this, some of these fighters that's in a lower weight class now, but it might level itself out. You know what I'm saying? It might get to a point where they start to sustain their growth, and this way they level out, and we'll be able to see some of these fighters. The youngins fight the older fighters, or whatever the case. You know what I'm talking about. Keyshawn Davis looked bigger than him in the picture, even though this guy missed weight by over 6 pounds. Yeah, he definitely has a height advantage. And, Keyshawn put his fist up to his jaw. So I'm pretty sure Keyshawn is going to make, Gustavo pay for coming in 6 pounds overweight, which is unprofessional. We know it was unprofessional what Ryan Garcia did with 3.2, but this is even worse. This is not the worst I've seen, though. I've seen worse on the undercard, and the fight still happen. It depends on how the fighter is. Sometimes fighters bow out, because people say, hey, you don't have to fight. You don't have to fight. You can go home now. You're still getting paid. I'm just throwing that out there. I ain't snitching, but you can go home. Oh, I can? I don't have to get hit tonight? No. Okay, cool. I'm going to do that. Yeah, Frank is about 30. Tank should be about 32, if I'm not mistaken. Tank is 30 years old as we speak, so he's still considered a youngin', but he's 3 division champion. So it's up to him on how he goes about his next 5 years, of course, but yeah, that's what I was talking about. How they say, hey, if you want to fight, you can fight. You really don't have to now. I'm just saying, I know you're a professional fighter, but you don't really have to do it if you don't. So you say, I'm gonna get every bit of my check. You're gonna get every bit of your check. You don't have to fight him. You don't have to go through that. Don't put him on your resume now. So you're saying y'all won't frown upon me. You won't punish me. Nah, we ain't gonna punish you, man. You're gonna get your full check. It ain't you we're trying to punish. You know what I'm saying, Shawty? It ain't you we're trying to punish. Shout out to Jessica in the building. The boxing queen has arrived. Salute WCS in the chat. Salute to you. I want to mention a little bit about what's been going on. We're going to definitely be talking about tomorrow about Ennis's card. Can't wait to see that card in Philly. I'm really hoping Ennis goes in there and stunt on Karan Jakazkin. Why? Because I want to see some fights made. It's a lot of talk about, them saying they was going to unify. So I want to see him get in there. All the talk is over, man. It's like you can't clout chase one fighter no more. That didn't work. Just ask Tiafimo, just ask Ennis, all that. But I really want to see Ennis in there with some big names at 154. I want to see, somebody with 32 victories. Can he take over the sport? Just think about it. He's up in those divisions where there can be some exciting fights. Like, it's not going to be too long before Ennis be at 168. Real talk. It's not going to be too long, in my opinion. He already is a champion in 147. 54 is banging right now. Easily, in my opinion, there's competition at 160 for him to contend in several months whenever he chooses to. And 168, Canelo is going to leave that division. He's not undisputed no more. So he's unified. So it's going to be belts up there for these fighters to fight. 168 is about to go down like 47. That's all. It's just the fighters at 54 that will have the intention of moving up a couple of weight classes or whatever to contend for those belts. Those are pretty solid names out there. I'm just looking for Ennis to go in here and get the monkey off his back. Go in here and stun on this guy, Karen. Stops him. No excuses. Nothing. I don't want to hear anything. You say it's time. You're going to step on him. It's over. It's time for us to see you go in there and prove that you don't need Eddie Hearn's personal doctor. You know what I'm saying? Going in there and stopping the fight. You can get it done yourself. And also Ban Rodriguez. I definitely want to see Ban Rodriguez. Exciting fighter, man. He's, in my opinion, he's done some semi-legendary stuff. He don't want to acknowledge it. But just the fact of how many big names he was able to fight that was former champions. You know what I'm saying? And how he did it. It wasn't without controversy. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Juan Estrada. It wasn't without him being, him touching the canvas. But to get up and fight on the way he did and get the stoppage, Ban Rodriguez, if you're sleeping on him, you better wake up. You better grab a Monster Energy or Red Bull, because I'm gonna tell you, you can't sleep on somebody who's been able to do what he's done. And then they potentially trying to line him up with a future fight with Inoue, possibly up the road if Inoue is still in the lighter divisions. And then you can say the same about Inoue. They got big dreams for him. Who would have thought the first fighter and that I know of, if y'all know anybody else, the first fighter Riyadh season to get a $19+ million sponsorship? I don't even think Crawford got that. But Inoue did. Turki Al-Sheikh said he's the best boxer of all time. Now that's stretching it. Now, I don't know, somebody must have served the turkey and that eggnog I was talking about. Turkey can get that premium, top of the line. It's not 5-star with Turkey. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about Galaxy. We're not talking about no 5 stars. We're talking about Galaxy rating. I think they gave Turkey some of that premium with a little bit of space dust in it. For him, obviously he felt that Inoue was special enough for him to provide that man with a 19 million plus sponsorship. I'm not mad. Hi, domategako gozaimasu. Do what you do, man. Do what you do in a way. You know what I'm saying? Hi, dozo. Do what you do. But other fighters need to find out how they can get themselves into that same space. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that's trying to be in the good graces of Turki Al-Sheikh. But don't get it twisted. Turki Al-Sheikh, he's going to basically draw up his own spreadsheet and graft. You know how I said that boxing doesn't have a template, right? And it's a part of a system. Well, that doesn't mean like You don't have people like Turkey Al Sheik that has an unlimited budget, in my opinion. And this is the segue over to my next topic, right? That they don't have one of those deep diving budgets. You know them pools that go down, and they're very deep. They're for training purposes only. Well, Turkey Al Sheik is going to be one of those guys who places his own template into the game of boxing. And the reason why it's going to be effective and beneficial for Turkey Al Sheik is because he has the resources to push everything that he won on that spreadsheet. He has the budget. This is a reality that a lot of people is just not really paying close attention to. But Turkey Al Sheik has a undeniable budget that when he put certain plans and he schedules certain things on the manifesto, prior to that, fight fans over here in the US, when we hear certain fights, all they do is go into a debate mode and say, I don't know if that's going to happen because this is this and that and another. But what Turkey Al Sheik is making and creating, people are going to start to figure out, like, you know what, these fights are going to happen. He can make it happen. And he's going to basically submit those templates out in boxing. And he has a way better chance than anybody else has had in the future to be consistent with this, but it's going to be to his benefit only. Turkey Al Sheik is going to do what he want to do. Now, this what I want certain people to understand about, him being involved with Dana White. You should open your eyes a little bit brighter. I'm telling you, when all these rich people are getting together, boxing is changing right before our eyes, right? So if you take a look at what we've seen already with Turkey Al Sheik and what he's been able to accomplish, it's only going to get better. But it all depends on what people consider to be better. We have all these promotions that we have dealt with, right? In the past, they are in affiliation with Riyadh season. It's not the other way around. So this is what I want to address to certain individuals that continue to talk about Turkey Al Sheik's money. When you get into the sport of boxing, anybody in their right mind understands that if you're going to be a promoter on a smaller level, you're still going to have something in your pockets that you're going to be fine with taking a loss. You have to put something. It ain't no way that you can't go into it as a promoter without gauging the risk. The measurement is there already. If you've been in the game, you should understand, I might lose some money on this. But to say that Turkey Al Sheik is losing money, how does it affect anything? How does it alter the vision of transparency when it comes to boxing? Just talking about it in general, y'all should stop wasting your breath. The reason why I say that is because you've already had fights over there. Turkey Al Sheik wants to basically have $20, right, pay-per-views. Are y'all going to do live streams all the time and try to find out the numbers with Turkey Al Sheik? All these so-called whistleblowers, when it comes to boxing news, are y'all going to be able to get those numbers from over there at Riyadh season? Or the fans going to even give a damn about hearing them? Because you remember when I said we haven't been hearing anything about no pay-per-view numbers when Turkey Al Sheik is over there with Matchroom putting on the fight card. Nobody's talking about it. But then they jump right back on that squeaky, rusty wagon when he threw a fight in LA, and they start talking about pay-per-view numbers. Y'all have to understand, if you're going to say Turkey Al Sheik is losing money, you have to ask yourself where. If you have Queensberry, Matchroom, Top Rank, all these other affiliates that's there with Riyadh season, why would they organize such a gathering and they're having trouble, or they're worried about losing money. They're not worried about any money lost. Did you see how many legends he paid for to come over to Saudi Arabia? Could you imagine that ticket? Y'all make sure y'all go over there and check out Pac-Man Jones, right? He just released, you know how long it's been since Deontay Wilder fought Joseph Parker over, I believe it's the Joseph Parker fight that he had over in Riyadh, right? I think. I think that was the first. Let me see. That one. Yeah, I think Joseph Parker was the first one Deontay Wilder had over in Saudi Arabia. But he just released some footage of when they was over in Saudi. And I was like, now, they talking about this man is having and losing money. But they're not looking at the spread. Did you see the spread? Did you see the decorum? Did you see how it was laid out over there? Man, that's amazing. Y'all need to go check that out, man. He just released some footage. I think like several videos of when they was over there. Team Bomb Squad was over there in Saudi. Just check out the whole decorum, yo. Check out the whole layout. Why are you Americans over here talking about him losing money? Of course he may lose money if you're used to assuming what something to cost. None of y'all know what anything costs because you're not, in depth with the boxing game anyway. You're not primary role players at all. So you don't know what taking a loss is when it comes to boxing. But to say this man is losing money like it affects how everything works, you know what I'm saying? Like we're working like boxing is working off one pinwheel, and we're depending on this one mouse that made it to the final cut. One mouse of it all, not Jerry either. We worrying about that one mouse that doesn't have to go through the motherfucking voluntary anti-doping agency and take any drug test, but we're hoping that he is able to run that pinwheel and keep that energy going. You know what I'm saying? Boxing does not operate off one pinwheel, yo. Why do y'all keep on thinking that that's how boxing works? It's a system. These individuals have the luxury of working internally to a system and doing things their way. There are similarities, of course, but everything behind the scenes, starting with how the fighters, what they make. Pretty much we already know about, the promotion paying for the lodging, flights and all that shit. But Turkey is spending money for big timers come over there, like legend, everybody, room and board. Don't have to worry about nothing, yo. Look, I want to find somebody, I want to reach out to somebody in the picture and speak to them off record about how did they feel to be over there in Saudi Arabia being invited? Did they have to pay for anything? I was told it was just like being on a cruise ship. You always had access to something if you needed it. You know how a cruise ship, you can go there and gain 20 pounds in 2 days because they have all that food that's there for you, and they have all that luxury. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard the access is amazing. You're dealing with wealth, and then to be invited into wealth temporarily just for that amount of time on a fight week. And we're talking about 3 square meals, and we're talking about the tables or mouths, you know what I'm saying, or the layout, fresh food. We don't have to worry about complaining to HR. Hey, excuse me, turkey. The lettuce is a little brown. Okay. Of all the other 500,000 entrees that you have out here, I just dipped the tonsils in this lettuce, and that lettuce is brown right there, turkey. Hey, turkey, if you're gonna do it right, do it. Don't half step, okay? All right, and I ate a carrot. I know carrots are good for you, but if I would have swallowed that carrot, turkey, I think I would have choked. And then I would have had to put a lawsuit on you. I'm just saying. Hey, nobody has been online complaining about going over there to Saudi. So y'all stop saying this man is losing money, yo. Like Turkey Al Sheikh is struggling. Go check out. Look, it's never been anyone, another content creator, to give you that side of things, especially Turkey Al Sheikh just coming in the game. Go check out the layout. That's all I'm saying. Go check out the layout. It was great. Look. I'm not even gonna be a hater. But when I was in Beverly Hills for the Crawford and Errol Spence presser, right? Their first presser. That particular promotion, and that was last year, okay? That promotion, they had a pretty nice layout. I didn't eat any of the food, of course. You know what I'm saying? Because that just I wasn't there for that. I was just, I didn't eat any food. Real talk. I didn't eat any of it, but they had a very nice layout. I don't know whether that came out of the budget or not. That might have been part of the Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford 2 budget, that food that they had. I don't know, but it was a nice layout. It wasn't, anything that I haven't seen, but it was big enough for me to say, okay, this is nice. This is nice right here. Real talk. This is nice. Also was one at the MGM Grand in the media room before. So you want to talk about some upside of PBC back in the day? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Had some pretty good chow, as we call it. Let me get to the chow. Let me get to the chat right quick. Shout out to Mr. Gumbo, AK Hot Grease, in the building. What's good with it, Gumbo? Conor McGregor must give in Turk some of his space dust for cleaning the inside of your nose. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Toby. He had to have that space dust, that moon rock, something. He said, "Goddamn, Anyway was the best fighter." Stop it, bro. UFC could go to the zone. I heard yesterday. I'm sure if it was Ariel Hawani's show or not, but it was something like that. It's a lot of changes happening that, unfortunately for these content creators, they're more focused on talking about the same shit in boxing, where there's a lot of exterior movement going on. It's just like the axis that we're in rotation with every day. Like, people act like they don't see it. Yeah, we don't really feel it here. You know what I'm saying? But allow it to stop. You not only will feel it, but you will see it. But at the end of the day, you have Queensberry coming over to the zone. And look, it was just not too long ago, years ago, where you had these content creators talking about the zone has lost billions, right? But look, they didn't make a big deal out of it like they do when it comes to pay-per-view numbers that they assume they know. Like, the zone was on record as losing billions, but they didn't want to pay attention to that because that wasn't important. But now it seems like the zone is Matchroom, Queensberry, and I haven't heard the UFC, but I know that the UFC, Zuffa, has been one to make his presence known in boxing. So the sport as a whole is pretty much what I said it was. Is you have new people coming into the system of boxing, and these content creators on the YTC can't stop it. Just like I did a live on Dirty Championship Boxing. People look at that and think of it like, oh man, that's just, if you're not looking at the bare knuckle fighting, I don't know what to tell you. It's some interesting fights that goes on over there. It's very bloody. It's very brutal to watch sometimes. Yes, as a fighter, some of those cuts that you get over there is going to be lifetime. But now you have Michael Perry, who was a previous UFC fighter, right? He's made himself a name over BKFC, and then took the earnings that he made to start his own freaking promotion, Dirty Championship Boxing, man. And it's about to take off. So the difference between this is that you have 5-ounce gloves, like I said, 5-ounce gloves, and the rounds are going to be short. It's no grappling, no wrestling, no kicking, but you can, throw elbows while you in the clinch with punches. Just putting it out there to you. Since Toby mentioned it, you know what I'm saying? Just putting it out there to you. I pay attention to other sports. That's why I'm not on here, it's consistently as much. Cause I like, reading different shit, watching BJJ tournaments, getting familiar with those competitors, Jay in the building, what's good? Yeah, all you can eat, man, for real. All you can eat, just like a cruise line, just like being on a cruise, man. All you can eat, chilling. Turkey just dug another couple of oil wells for funding his boxing. He doesn't even have to go through that extreme, really. Because check this out, Toby, and everybody else in the chat. Just think if Turkey had to dig another oil well just to fund his presence in boxing, that means in some way, shape, or form, he would be living paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it, right? Oh shit, I gotta get a third job to make sure I can be able to supplement this new freaking bill that I got. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Damn. Let me see if Chick-fil-A hiring. Damn, I don't want to be outside. I don't want nobody to see me. I'm gonna see if I can goddamn stock some goddamn chicken nuggets, a chicken sandwich in the back. Steal some of them and then go sell them on the street for double the price. Shit, I gotta supplement the income. If Turkey Al-Sheikh had to dig another oil well, that means he's living a paycheck to paycheck right now, trying to, fund boxing. That ain't the case, people. That's not the case. Real talk. That ain't the case. Now, of course, I haven't seen the books. Of course, I haven't seen the books, but that isn't the case. I'm just gonna go and put it out there. I don't believe that's the case. Transitioning into the Tank Davis situation, right? There are many people who are speaking on the news that has been let out, has been press enter the release out to the GP that said he wanted to go to Japan for this, and the whole Toyota Center and all that, and I put it out there whether people want to know it or not. They just look, they just want to run with whatever they choose from the person that they deem respectable enough for them to mention their name. They don't want to mention WCS. They just don't know. WCS don't need his name mentioned. It's all good. As long as I know, that's all that matters. But let's talk about the condo. There's people out here that's looking at the condo, right? They don't know anything about the backstory. They're up here saying he's, that he's broke, right? So I look at it like this. Think about this. So he lets a condo go back. I'm not going to get it as to why he did it. It wasn't because he was broke. Those of you that's out here talking about, Tank broke, no money, it just goes to show you that you still want those individuals that have grown up in life, but you still like to go to the closet and pull out those Tonka blocks. You know what I'm saying? Those goddamn Play-Doh. You still go back in the kitty closet and get your mind right to go ahead and do some of these live streams, because y'all busy worried about freaking Gervonta Davis's money and to say that he's broke because he let a condo go back. Now let me brief this. Let me put this out there to you, and you can make your own conclusions. All right. If he was broke, he wouldn't have did no renovations to the Upton Gym over there in Baltimore as a recent. If he was broke, I'm just saying. If he was struggling like that, he wouldn't have, did any renovations at the same gym that Calvin and Kenny, right, are supposedly fired, and he's going with Derrick James, I heard, and all this shit, which is absolutely untrue. If that was the case, Upton Gym, they wouldn't have gotten all them renovations and all that. Anyway, the commercial property that he bought that was burned and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure that would be in the media too. You know what I'm saying? If he was letting the condo go and he really wanted it, don't you think there's other investments that he made that he can let go if he needed some income that he could sell? If he bought it, I'm pretty sure somebody else would want to buy it if it's been renovated, right? It's just too many other areas out there that you have to ask yourself, is Tank truly broke when these other entities that he's attached to, that he fund, they're still up and running? You know what I'm saying? They're still up and running. They're gonna say, well, the gym. No. If you're saying that Kenny and Calvin is no longer in the picture, why are they still at Upton Gym? Why was it recently renovated and all that? And I'm just like trying to understand, why don't he come off some of the other entities or investments that he have instead of just letting a condo go back? And there's a backstory to why he let that go back. It wasn't because he was broke, but to each his own. You know what I'm saying? I don't go back and forth about people that just want to tread water in the same place over and over again about the same topic. It's okay, bro. And then people are happy. The Tank, he ain't fighting in December. Tank. He's not fighting in December. Kudos. You know what I'm saying? They call themselves boxing fans, but they don't want to hear boxing shit. Supposedly he's not, fighting in December. I mean, supposedly he fighting in 2025. He ain't fighting in December. Okay, cool. But what about the Al Heyman situation? I told you, Al Heyman, he's not doing, in a position. People still mention Al Heyman. But yet Barbershop comes on again and verifies the shit. But I guess, WCS put it out there and people just like, I even said it before Showbiz even said anything about it. Even Tyson said anything about it. But the way they want to look at it is like, oh, we don't care unless somebody else and all that. And then they get mad when somebody else is mentioning it. And now they want to do a live stream on it. I said, forget what y'all keep saying about Al Heyman. They're not saying thank you to Al Heyman at the end of their fight anymore. There's so much more going on with that. You have to get in your head. There's other people that's taking over those positions. I know it sounds good to keep on mentioning his name, but if you love him that much, go help him out with his situation. That's all I'm suggesting. Go help him out. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing, playing the shadows and shit, man. Go help him out. Go help him out, bro. Now, for those of you that's have your criticism about Tank, that's you. I'm not sitting up here fighting for another man. It's certain things that I will debate about. But those of you that's mad about a fighter not doing this and want to talk about his pockets, when some of you cats don't know what it is like to own houses, some of you cats are very beefy when it comes to criticizing others. You all huffing and puffing and shit, but you'll never be able to live the lifestyle of the very same boxer that you're criticizing. You can just try to talk shit about him, but you'll never be able to go to the bank and do an inquiry and see the commas. Never. You can't go there and see the commas plural, some of you cats, but you're busy up here talking about how broke Tank Davis is, man. Find something else to do, man. Go fetch a bone or something. I'll throw it to you. I'm being serious. Go fetch a bone or something. A fresh chicken bone too. I can throw you some fresh goddamn turkey leg bones too. Or Throw tennis balls and shit. You know how a lot of y'all love talking about balls. You know, throw some tennis balls. We can play fetch till you work off some of that stress of wondering what these fighters are making and not making. Let them be. Just focus on the fights this upcoming. If someone release information, it's okay if you don't want to give credit. But know this: if you select not to give credit to that person and you're using the information, no one's never going to give you credit on anything either. They're going to hold you to a standard, especially when you out here putting out false information. You know what I'm saying? They're going to continue to remind you that, hey, you the one out here putting out false information. So it's good that people are highlighting, Tank's pockets and he's broke. Bro, when people was trying to tell you that PBC was having issues, right? You had these individuals talking about, oh, they were prime. You just hating. They were prime. I'm like, damn, how stupid are y'all? They're not getting the damn annual budget no more. Why y'all keep on talking about they were prime, yo? Real talk. Why do y'all keep on talking about that shit? They'll get on here and tell me, oh man, don't you think PBC put on some very good fight? Is there a PBC anymore? Is there a PBC anymore? I'm just curious. Are y'all closely affiliated with anybody over on that side of things, so you can kind of work yourself into a position of employment? They might need some janitors to clean up old facilities before they board up the windows. Okay. I don't know how much it's going to take for you cats to stop going on here talking about, I just can't wait to 2025 and PBC is going to be on. I guess 10 years is it, right? Next year it'd be 10 years, right? Let's see what the fight card look like. Because y'all keep on talking about it. They don't want to talk about Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk about Top Rank. They'll just talk about some of the fighters that Top Rank have on their card. Look, they don't want to talk about Eddie Hearn because that was the white man that they was criticizing in comparison to Al Heyman. You remember back in the day when Eddie Hearn was making this, and then he said, "Oh, Eddie Hearn think he gonna come over here to the U.S. and he's gonna take over and stuff." Please, Al Heyman got this on lock. Where are y'all at now? I'm just saying, where are y'all now? Real talk. What's the switch up? It seems like Turkey Al-Sheikh in here. He's doing his thing. He got a crazy budget. You know what I'm saying? And then you hear the rumors of Al. None of y'all. Like I told before, Fred is one of the only content creators that say he actually seen him and spoke to him. But they turned their back on Fred because he was criticizing the God, the King, the Lord, the Savior, Al Heyman. They turned their back on him. But look, they see the dissolve happening right in there in front of their face. They see it dissolving, melting, right? Now they want to go back and give Fred the invite. Hey, Fred, come over here and talk to us, Fred. A lot of what you were saying, I was saying behind the scenes in my in my indoor voice. I was saying, Fred knows what he's talking about. He says some shit that makes sense. I don't want to say it too loud because I want to stay in a good standing of PBC. Shh, 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 shh. Hopefully nobody didn't hear me. Now they want to come out and play. Now they're trying to hit Fred up. Hey, Fred. Hey, why you whispering like that? Oh, I just don't want nobody to hear me. I didn't know if you was around somebody from the PBC or not. I know you know some people, and I've been telling everybody, you put it out there first, but they didn't want to listen to me. Oh, is that right? Oh, it's funny because I've never seen you back on my channel over here in the chat. You know what I mean? It seemed like you just turned your back on me. No. That wasn't me. I had COVID. I got the vaccination and everything else and had some side effects. I just want help. You know what I'm saying? They're coming up with all this other shit, yo. But a lot of stuff what he was saying, I didn't say all of it, a lot. People would have looked at it as vitriol, but at the end of the day, man, Rick Glaser was putting stuff out there forever and a day. And people didn't like Rick Glaser because he was a white man, and they don't want to stamp him as being racist. You know what I'm saying? Rick Glaser don't know what he's talking about. So where is all the rebels now that this talk is going on with Al Heyman? Where are all the rebellers at? The rioters? Why y'all ain't out there with those signs and pitchforks and goddamn torches and shit? Where are y'all, bro? Come on, man. Y'all need to stand up in the name of. Come on, man. Where are all the pitchforks and torches, man? Why y'all not up there rebelling? We want Al. We want Al. We want Al. I mean, what is going on, man? Don't none of y'all so-called messengers have any information on the 2025 schedule? And that's what I would like to see. Do y'all have anything on the 2025 schedule? Y'all been up here talking about Tank and his affiliation, Al this and PBC. You want to say Tank broke, but you don't want to say PBC broke. You want to say, oh, they attached to Prime and they good, but you want to say he broke. Okay. If he supposedly broke and you say he was negotiating, money that they was trying to pay him. And so, I mean, don't y'all have any information though with PBC? I mean, Prime? I mean, come on, like, where's the money at? Who getting paid? Who ain't getting paid? That's all I wanted to know. That's all. I just wanted to try to, help everybody climb out of this freaking dookie, this pile of dookie, fresh fecal dookie with flies. I'm just trying to find out where is it going to be in the 2025 radar. Know this, there's always a process, you know what I'm saying, of reasoning. If you're saying Tank is broke and he's owed money, why hasn't he's been paid? And also, if Tank is owed money from that entity, supposedly, and other fighters are owed money, why don't you do your due diligence, especially those unemployed attorneys out here, the Captain Crunch attorneys? Why don't you put your expertise together and find a way to represent these fighters to go get that back end money that they'll probably never see? Do that for me. I would truly appreciate it. Real talk. I would truly appreciate it. I goddamn give you, I'll clap it up for you, goddamn it. I will clap it up for you. I'm talking about with cactus hands too. I'll clap it up for you. Find a way, those of you experts, to represent those fighters over there that still is owed money. Find a way to represent them and get them paid. I mean, that's what I heard. I mean, I remember these content creators that was advocates. They was up here talking about, hey man, it sets you up to get paid for life. You know what I'm saying? And that's the business way. That's a smart way. Okay. If a particular acronym is going through a dissolving process, an evaporation process, not evacuation. I'm pretty sure that's going on a little bit here and there. But should you see the sense of urgency to form a rescue team, a group of individuals that are semi-qualified to try to represent these fighters who are owed monies? You know what I'm saying? So you can really do something that you can be remembered for a lifetime instead of just getting on here doing live streams and talking loud talking people and shit. Hey, 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 hey. Yo, 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 yo. Stop it, 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 stop it. Hey, to hear somebody say stop it. Look, for people saying stop it and taking that time out their lives that they can never get back just based off trying to be wrong all the time, it's just amazing. What is Swanson up to now? Straight up, I only know her from, man, I don't give a damn what she up to be honest. I don't give a damn what she up to, big dog. You know what I'm saying, Toby? I'm just trying to understand, how can I rally these lost sheep who was up here going on a campaign trail that PBC had put on all these great cars in 2024. You know what I'm saying? And look, we're in November and they're talking about Tank being broke. So look, you can't have it both ways. If Tank being broke, he hasn't got all his money, or you trying to say I'm in his business and I know the books and I know his whole finances and I can read them line for line on what he done spend his money on, including the people he's helped out too, including the people he's helped out. I can present all that. I mean, I want somebody to tell me, hey, I can present all this to you. I got all the paperwork. Is he broke because he's owed money, or is he broke because of the way he spent his money? I need for you all to drop those administrative documents over to the YTC cloud and just ask Kamala Harris what the cloud is. You know what I'm saying? It's the cabinet that was in the basement that has somehow levitated out through the ceiling of the residential area into the airspace. We don't know where that's at. But if you go on Star Talk, I'm pretty sure Neil deGrasse can break it down for you that those files, those documents are in the cloud up there. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that information is available somewhere. We're just waiting for the people to grab hold of it so, you know, they can talk about how broke Tank is like it has anything to do with the fight. First, they was up here bitching and crying about him fighting Lamont Roach. And then the news that, you know, that he was denied to go to Japan and he foreclosed. Now they start talking about him being broke and the judge denied him to go to the Far East. It seems like they're bored. It seemed like these motherfuckers bored, yo. But they was just talking good about Tank fighting Frank Martin. And I figured it out. I said, I know why they talking good about Tank fighting Frank Martin. Because they get an opportunity to see their God, their King, their Savior, their, oh my God, the Most High Superior, Errol Spence Jr. on deck. That's why they was being so nice to Tank, because Errol Spence was there with Derek James for Frank Martin fight. That's probably the primary reason they was being fake to Tank Davis on that fight week, because they got a chance to see their king, Errol Spence Jr. on deck. A lot of these niggas behind the camera was cheeky. They was blushing and shit. Oh, there he goes. Babe, come here. This is the guy I told you about. That's my king. When I read the Bible, you know, when I was in here reading the Bible in the dark and I had the candle lit and I was going from scripture to scripture, and you said, hey, you're getting a little loud in there. I was just feeling the Holy Ghost Spirit because I saw Spence on TV, babe. That's all, babe. Oh my God, man. These dudes, hey, they showed Tank that love, man, because Errol Spence was on deck, man. You know what I'm saying? They said he was going to be sick, remember? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. They was just praising the shit out of Tank, yo, when he was fighting Frank Martin. They praised the shit out of Tank. They showed that man. You know what I'm saying? They was up here acting like Frank Martin. You know, he was gonna this, that, Tank was gonna do this to him and all that shit. And then they was busy up here talking how happy they was to see Spence. And then the interviews that he had, man, they was just loving that shit. Real talk. If you could see these guys off camera, man, I swear to God, it probably would have looked like they just came outdoors from a bad rainstorm. Them motherfuckers actually going through it when they seen Spence. They was laughing and crying at the same time, but yet they was showing so much love to Tank. You know, they could relate to Errol Spence, but they couldn't really relate to Frank Martin. I mean, come on. Just being in the company of Errol Spence, they was trying to give Frank some love. They was trying to say he was going to do some incredible things in there with Tank. They was trying to build up. But they wasn't doing the shit they doing now. How can you be in between a fight where you earned a knockout, right? But all of a sudden people want to hate you, and you haven't stepped back in the ring and did anything outside of winning and getting a knockout like he did previously. How does that fucking work, y'all? Can somebody break that down to me? I don't want to get too far off the highway. But he fought Frank Martin June of 2024. Of course, we haven't seen Frank Martin, and we seen him outside, you know, enjoying his paycheck or whatever. I think he took it on the chin very well, and then woke up and somebody was goddamn letting him listen to the funds that was in his account. He said, "Hey, help me up. Get me in the shower. We need to go out and celebrate. Get me in the shower. My equilibrium haven't came back yet. Get me in the shower. Turn it on blast. Cold. Just put it on cold. I gotta wake up." I mean, Tank hasn't did anything wrong. Since knocking out Frank Martin. But yet they're trying a way to act like just because he's fighting Lamont Roach, it's a reason for them to hate and treat him like he hadn't been going in there putting on a show. I mean, come on, man. This is some bitch ass shit. But I just gotta call it close to Thanksgiving as it is, man. Some of you niggas gonna be up here drinking on Moscato during the motherfucking holiday. You know what I'm saying? You bitch ass motherfucker. You're gonna be up here drinking and sipping on Moscato. This is sweet. Hey, babe, can you go out there and give me another, give me another case of Moscato? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just taking it easy. And do they have any more of those sour apple wine coolers? Oh, yeah, get me some of those too. Motherfuckers up here on live sipping on sour apple wine coolers and shit, nigga. You wine cooler drinking ass motherfucker. I'm just saying, yo. You can't. So you cannot go over here and take this motherfucking this YTC shit serious, because this some motherfuckers be doing some crazy shit. I hear you cats, man. You know what I'm saying? I hear you. Real talk. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, oh my God, man. They just want something to argue about, dog. They're not even talking about Fury Usyk, man. They busy up here talking about Tank being broke. Like, damn. What? How can you change it though? How can you change it? Are you gonna donate to him? If Tank came on here and dropped a tweet and said, "Hey, can I get my followers just to donate $100? Here's my Cash App." A lot of you niggas will go straight, screen grab the motherfucking tweet and go straight to a live stream and say, "Tank, he on hard times, man. He don't have nothing left. He's begging." They won't say he asking, he's begging for $100. He's on hard times, y'all. Frank Martin came around in the locker room saying, "Did I win? Did I win? Was it close? Man, hey, people said, even Tank already put it out there that, he said Frank was at the club prior to the fight. He said, I know where you be at. I know where you be at. He kept on saying that. And sure enough, goddamn, after that fight, Frank was out there. He wanted to be the coolest dude in the motherfucking club. I guess that fight between him and Keyshawn Davis, shit. I get my Steve Harvey laugh. I guess I guess that ain't even in the conversation no more. Him and Keyshawn had they run in Vegas. I mean, that would be a nice fight for Frank Martin right now. But the nigga's busy in there combing his beard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, has the Queens and Things did another interview? Is Frank over there spraying tea tree oil in his beard? You know what I'm saying? Not even thinking about fighting. Damn. How many times Frank Martin fought in 2024? One time. Fought once in 23. 3 times in 2022. So these fighters must be, I don't know. Frank must have got his whole check. Because Frank, he fought once in 23 and once in 24, goddammit. And no one has seen a visual again. Knocked out in the 8th round. Yo, shawty, yo. Well, people, shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game, yo. AB already tried that. But AB and Tank is different, though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know AB, he already put it out there that how he squandered and how he loved to do it. And, AB does for people, too. That's real talk. AB does for people. I ain't gonna lie. AB does a lot of good shit in his hometown people don't see. All they want to know is what the surface level shit. What can we grab hold of and criticize him for? Not all the people that he helped. He's helped a lot of people, just like Tank helped a lot of people. But the only thing they want to talk about is the surface level type shit that put them in a bad light and make them look like the worst, like they've been up here just squandering their money. But shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up as always. As I always say, continue to support the channel. You know what I'm saying? It's fight week tomorrow. I'll definitely be back on a little later, but I'm not sure it's gonna be about boxing though. I gotta start, I gotta talk about, the reality TV and things like that. I got a good one. We're gonna talk about though. Real talk. Got a good one. Until next time, peace.